This hunt started like many others, up an hour and a half before daylight, heading off in the dark and getting in position so we could see deer that were either moving back to their bedding area or still out feeding. I was hunting with my good mate Steve Grubissa, along with his German wire-haired pointer Jussy, commonly known as the Wonder Dog. Whilst heading to our chosen lookout spot, Jussy went on point on several occasions, so Steve and I used our binoculars to search what she was pointing at. There were several deer around in the area. One was quite a very large-bodied animal, and with the way he walked, he just looked like a big stag. He had a much bigger body than the other deer that were with him, and he looked like he'd either cast his antlers or was a nobby growing a new set. As we climbed up a steep face that linked to the spur that went up to the ridge, Jussy was about 5 metres in front of us and she went on full point and locked up. So we knew she was onto something that was really, really close. Both Steve and I were carrying our video cameras, so all we started to do was film her and move forward very, very slowly. We could see the head and the antlers of a deer just over the other side of the ridge, and we knew that this deer was really, really close. We had filmed Jussy on full point plenty of times before, but never with a deer so close and with both of them in the frame at the same time. So we were both just mesmerised with what we were seeing and never even thought about firing a shot. I don't think the deer had seen Steve or I to start with, as it was focusing solely on the dog. The stag started raising and lowering its tail, and then he would stomp his foot on the ground, trying to intimidate Jussy. This didn't work, and Jussy held a perfect point. The only movement that I saw in her body was when her tail was quivering ever so slightly. Apart from that, she was frozen, locked on. Because Jussy was about 4 metres to our left, I wasn't sure whether the stag's gaze was solely on her or whether he could see us as well. A small thistle bush that was right on the top of the rise, which turned out to only be about 500 to 600 mil high, looked like it was much bigger than that, but that also blocked the stag's view towards our direction. The stag's body language started to change and it started to look a lot more agitated, so I thought that we would need to make a decision as to whether we were going to take a shot or whether this animal was going to get a chance to escape. That's when I decided that I would whisper to Steve if he was interested, if he wanted to take a shot.
Do you want to shoot it? Lower down and take it.
Steve lowered himself to the ground ever so slowly and left his video camera on the ground and closed the bolt on his rifle. He then started to stand up ever so slowly again, as he didn't want to see the animal race off before he could get a shot. I continued filming the whole time and I could see the deer's eyes moving backwards and forwards from Jussy to us.
Good dog, yeah. Yeah, that'll do, don't bite him. That'll do. That'll do. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, good girl. Good dog. Well done. Good dog, yeah. Good dog. Good, come here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you did well. You're on point for ages. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, that was a perfect point, all right.
Yeah. Good girl.
Hmm?
Very nice. She's rubbed out of that nearly completely rubbed out on the coronets.
Yeah. Very nice indeed. His tops come off really low down, don't they?
They do. Gee, he's got some scars on his face. Just around his nose.
It'd be interesting to have a look at the footage. I reckon that's the same bloke you had a crack at last year when your rifle was out.
Yeah, I reckon you're right.
Very pretty head.
Yep.
Going walk about, is he?
On a bit of an angle. Right.
Can you turn his head around this way a bit without him sliding away on you? Oh, lovely. Apart from a bit of blood running out the mouth, he's looking real good. Including the wonder dog.
Well done, Jase. You did good.
Yeah, that was a good point. And you're hell beautiful. Hey, well done.
Did you want to get a couple of photos? Yep. Come out for a 3-day hunt with Noel up to the high country, and we got in nice and early this morning, in before dark. We must have seen probably 10 or 11 animals, I guess. I think it was probably a little bit dark. There was a cast, or what we think is a cast stag, very big body. He had the big sort of stag walk, and looked at it for a little while, then decided that it didn't have antlers, so moved on, and seen a few other animals. And then anyway, we were just cresting a ridge right on light, and the Jussy, she went on to full point. I saw the tail bend up, and I thought, geez, that's got to be close, whatever that is. And anyway, didn't have to move at all. This stag come just walking over the ridge to have a look at the dog, and yeah, we got a bit of video of it first, and yeah, I thought, geez, that looks good, and took the shot, and I suppose it would have got 100 metres, I guess, wouldn't be any more, and a fair bit of it was sort of downhill, so I'd say it probably fell the last bit of the way. But beautiful shape animal, and yeah, very nice trophy. We'll yeah, cape it out, and it's going to be a bit warm today, so we'll have to do it fairly early. Yeah, it's beautiful. Good work, Juss. Come here. Good work. She come down and she was barking at it in the gully. Did a good job, didn't you? Hey? Did a good job. Well done. Well done. Yeah.
What's your measure, Steve?
Yeah, the measurements was yeah, pretty good at 27.5. But yeah, just a nice, really nice shape. Nice shaped head. Really nice brows, hook up. Really good. And yeah, shot it with the 338. The way he was standing when I bobbed down, and I bobbed down to load the rifle, and then just stood up slowly, because he was very close. I suppose he would only have been 25 metres, maybe a little bit more. So I knew as soon as I popped up again that I'd have to take the shot, and yeah, I just rested it virtually on the top of his shoulder and pulled the trigger. And yeah, he didn't go too far at all. They got, yeah, really nice inners, as you can see there. Very well rubbed out, even the coronets, like you can hardly see any of the edge of the coronets. He's got a little bit of age to him too, not that high on the head. So, no, very, very impressed.
Now we've got to get him out of here.
Yeah, and always, you always got to run downhill when you shoot him. But anyway.
Pretty steep climb back up to the top, but anyhow, we've got all day. Well, probably not really. We want to get this meat out and into the cool store. Heaps of cabana and sausages there.
Most definitely. Running out too, so it's pretty good. What do you reckon, girl? You're pretty proud of yourself. Good work. Good work, Juss.
We'll probably just slide him down. There's a little bit of a spot. We've cleared a bench here and cape him out just there. Butcher it up. Otherwise it'll go all the way to the bottom and end up in the creek. We don't really want it there. Big bodied animal.
He is. I tell you what, he looks a bit worn in the teeth too.
Yeah, I don't think he's a youngster. He's probably reached his full potential.
Yeah, I reckon.
Highly likely that this is one that Steve shot at last year in here, but his rifle was about, what was it, a foot out to the right and 6 inches low or something. He'd had a bit of a fall and the scope needed a bit of a readjustment. We'll have a look at we've got footage of it. I tried to film him shooting it, but...
I'm sure looking by this antler, I said, because that's the side we were sort of looking at when I took the shot last time, and it certainly looks very, very close in the in the shape.
Just grown a bit.
Yeah, just grown a bit.
This is where the stag of Steve first hit the deck, travelling downhill. You can see the great raking marks where the dog would have been on him by this stage. Fair bit of blood in places where he's been bouncing. He'd come over the edge, got to the lip here, and just disappeared over the side. He was on a death throw, and then he's gone all the way down here just about to the creek, and that's where he's ended up, down the bottom there. So I've got a bit of work to get him out of here again. Once we butcher him up and carry him out in pieces, it'll be a bit easy. But at least where he's at the moment it's reasonably flat, so we'll be able to manoeuvre him and do a bit with him. But doesn't matter where you shoot him, they always seem to have a bit of a run unless you take that spine right out. Spine shot's the way to go if you can get it, but it's not always possible.